For dividing rational expressions, we're going to keep the first fraction, change the sign to a multiplication sign, and then flip the second fraction. So let's look at example 1. We have 3 times v to the third power divided by 9 times v divided by 5 times v to the second power divided by 5. So let's keep the first fraction, change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then flip the second fraction. So we've done our first 3 steps. From there, it's just like a multiplying rational expressions problem. We're going to see if anything factors first, which they do not. Now we're going to see if anything cancels out and has wholes. Well, we have a v right here and a v squared. Let's go ahead and cancel out these 5s. They turn into 1s. So there's nothing that looks exactly the same yet. So we're going to go ahead and put a check here. Let's multiply straight across. So then we have 3v to the third power over 9v to the third power. Okay, so we're going to double check to see if anything else reduces. Well, the v cubes both cancel. They turn into 1. We have a hole there at v equals 0. 3 over 9 reduces to, basically divide both of them by 3 to get 1/3. So basically our answer is going to be 1/3 where v cannot equal 0. And that is our answer. That is our reduced form of this expression. Okay, go ahead, pause the video and see if you can do the next one. So keep the first fraction. Change the sign. And flip the second fraction. Okay, ask yourself, is there anything to factor? Go ahead, pause the video, do the next step. Okay, you should have said no, there's nothing to factor here. Let's go ahead and see what cancels out, if there's any holes yet. The only thing that looks exactly the same is the 10s. They reduce to 1. So let's go ahead and multiply straight across. Okay, when you have everything multiplied, you're going to double check for holes again and see if anything reduces. Well, we're subtracting exponents here because we're dividing these two ends. So we really have 8/3 and then n to 6 minus 3. So what hole do we have here? For a whole n has to equal 0. So our reduced form, our answer is 8n to the third power all over 3, where n cannot equal 0. And there is no vertical asymptotes because the denominator does not have any variables. 3 can never equal 0. Okay? Go ahead and see if you could keep, change, flip, and factor this. So pause the video and see if you could do that, either on your own or in your small groups at your tables. Okay, you've done the keep, change, and flip. Now see if you can factor anything in either of the two fractions. Here's our first x. See if you could write the factored form down here with that x. Okay, we should have p minus 8 and p plus 2. Now, see what you can factor out of these two. This one will be cake method. Okay, here's our factored forms. Now we're going to see if anything cancels right away. The 2's cancel. The p plus 2's. The p's plus 2's cancel. This should be a 6, not a 2. And then it looks like that's it for right now. So we have a whole at p equals negative 2. Okay, now let's multiply across. Okay, after multiplying across, you get this. Double check for wholes. There's nothing else that cancels or reduces here. Now for your vertical asymptotes, you would set each of these in the denominator equal to 0. So you have p minus 8 equals 0, and p plus 6 equals 0. You see from that p is 8 and negative 6 to get the vertical asymptotes. So your reduced form is 8 all over p minus 8 times p plus 6, where p cannot equal 8, negative 6, or our whole from earlier, negative 2. And that would be our reduced form. That's our simplified rational expression. Okay, let's do the last one. Okay, see if you could keep, change, and flip it. So pause the video, see if you could do that right now. Okay, here's our setup, keep, change, flip. So now it's a multiplying rational expression problem. Now go ahead, pause the video, see if you can factor these out. I will say one thing about the x squared minus 16. You're going to use difference of squares to factor it out the fastest. Okay, here's our factored forms. So from here we're going to see if anything cancels out and how you get 0 for those things that cancel out to find your wholes. So pause the video again, see which ones cancel on your paper. Okay, if you got x equals negative 4 and negative 2, then those are correct. Also, you could reduce 30 over 40 to 3 over 4. Now multiply straight across. We should have x minus 4 times 3 all over 4x. Okay, pause the video, see if you can find your vertical asymptotes. Your vertical asymptote, we set 4x equal to 0, x will just equal 0 there. So your final reduced form would look like this. 3 times x minus 4 over 4x, where x cannot equal negative 4, negative 2, or 0. And that's your answer.